Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
What it do? What it do? Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Chris Ingram.
And I'm Evan Hayes.
And this is No Bluffin podcast, man. Welcome back to another episode. We're glad to be back, man. We missed a week. We had some technical difficulties, but we back in the flesh for y'all. Another episode, man. Got some good topics here to talk about today with all this stuff going on in the NBA and Grizzlies. It's always something, man. Always something. But before we get started, man, Evan, what's going on with you, bro? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Can't complain too much. Again, we had some technical difficulties last week. Had some things we had to sort out, but we are on the same page now. Everything good in the hood, in the city of Memphis, the most beautiful land in the world.
Yes,
but yeah, everything good with me, bro. How the family doing? How you doing?
Good, bro. Yeah, hopefully we don't get too much. My 3-month-old is at the point to where she is screaming, playing all day. So I tried to block myself out as much as I could, but Evan said it was still coming through a little bit. So, man, if y'all hear it on the playback, I apologize. That's just baby girl. Hopefully she'll be going down for a nap here in a minute.
She'll tire herself out eventually. By like the 30, 45-minute walk, she'll be straight.
Yep. How was Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was great. I spent Mother's Day with my mother, grandmother. Shout out my beautiful mom, Lisa Hayes, my beautiful grandmother, Vera Hale Downey. So it was good. We went out to eat, went to church that day. Just fellowship, loved on them. I got my mother a very nice gift. She loves like family mementos. So I got her like a old family picture of us made to frame and put on the wall. It was like from like Christmas, like 2017, 2018. Yeah. And she was in the center of it. So yeah, it was a great Mother's Day. I always loving on my mom and grandma. So hey, what about you, man?
Yo, I was down in Memphis 2 weeks ago, so I got to spend time with my mom then. Kind of doubled it up, did birthday / Mother's Day early with her. She was gonna be a little bit busy on Mother's Day. Shout out to mom, she got some stuff going, so she been taking care of that business wise. So salute to her. But so here we did here for with me and my wife and the girls, and man, it was good. My wife said it was the best Mother's Day so far for her, which is the third or fourth.
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to count when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
The fourth one, I mean, the first one probably wasn't that great because she was probably throwing up and stuff like that. But it was good to just kind of kick back, enjoy time, and like you said, just loving on them, bro. So it was good. I can't complain. She crying in the back now, so again, disregard anything y'all hear.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little child in the background. Ain't nothing wrong. This is the beautiful circle of life.
Yep. Talk about it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, man, before y'all do anything, make sure y'all give us a follow on Twitter at the No Bluffin Pod. Y'all see that down there, as well as our personal pages. We're on the campaign to get Evan to 500. Y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. Get my boy a follow, man. Y'all tripping?
I'm doing what I'm trying to be. My Chris been on my tail saying everyone on my tail be more engaging. I'm trying to be more engaging for y'all on there. I ain't the best with Twitter fingers. I can't go viral like Chris every 3 seconds. But man, I'm trying my best. He finna get on my. All right, now I'm finna shut up.
I'm finna get on Evan ass, y'all.
So I'm finna shut up.
Evan want to be old so bad. Evan, you are 20, right? Not 21. 20, man. Embrace that. That's not acting like you old, man. Get on there and just say some crazy shit and then just drop your phone, lock it, and walk away. You can just go say something crazy.
And let it blow up and have my phone downstairs for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I just don't live my life. Again, I sound like a 35, 40, 55-year-old man when I say that.
Yeah.
like I just don't like this does not rule my life like most people my age. But this is part of my job now. So yes, I would do better. But Chris flamed me last week about that. Like, he flamed me. So I'm cutting out. He said, "Bro, I don't care. Everybody else to stop acting like you old." And I was like, "Yeah, you right. I ain't gonna hold you. You right."
Man, look, when I be seeing these folks that's like 50, 55 engaging on there, I be like, "Oh yeah, No, I can't let you
You
have
tweaking.
that,
You tweaking.
yeah.
You tweaking.
The old folk, they get on social media. They don't let it go. They taking pictures wrong. Let me stop. We love all of the fans and all of the supporters and everybody that's
no matter the age, sex, gender, race, religion, all that. We accept all comments to the No Bluffin podcast.
We not ages at all. I promise you.
We
all gonna be there. I be trying to tell my nephew, I'll tell you, like, man, y'all old, like, bro. All right.
You saying one day there? One day for real though. No, it really hits around this time because everybody's graduating now. So like this past weekend, 3 of my younger cousins graduated from high school, and it's like it's crazy to think about it. Like we're all like finna be in college or like breaking like we're out of high school. Like we're all grown. So that was like we had a family get together yesterday for them, like for all 4 of them together. So it was just like a big thing. It was like wow, like. That's crazy. Like we all like growing up for real. Like I'm thinking like I feel old because they are graduating high school, but it's really just 2 years ago after I graduated. So yeah, it's just a crazy thing. It's how life works.
It's wild, bro. I was heading, and we're gonna go to the news. I was talking to my little nephew. We was headed down to the Nissan Stadium for the Titans. They had a draft party a couple weeks ago. Man, we was talking about just like the way that he views music as a 14-year-old and how I view music as a 32-year-old. Yeah. And I was asking him, like, bro, like, who is this person old? Is this rapper? Is this singer? Who this artist? Are they old to you? Everybody I said, he's like, yeah, they old. But when I got to the Migos and he said the Migos was old,
that's crazy.
I had to realize, I said, damn, they came out about 14 years ago.
Yeah,
he was barely born when they first came out with Versace and all of that. So like
when Migos he probably Bad and Moody probably like the first him thinking about Migos was like 2018, 2019, 2017,
2018. So 2016.
So if he's 14, he was 8. Yeah. So that makes see for me the Migos was like when I was in like middle school and high school. That's when so that's crazy. Think about it's crazy. He's a freshman.
Bro, I'm old.
Yeah, he's a freshman. That's crazy. Yeah.
But it's a blessing. So I'm in.
I feel that.
Oh man. Well, yeah, we're gonna get to the No Bluffin news because we got some topics. Like I said, we had some technical difficulties last week. So we're gonna revisit just a few of these, kind of just get our thoughts out, run through. And there has been some stuff that's updated a little bit. So we may kind of update that as well. But man, we're gonna hop right into it with the No Bluffin news. So number one, Evan. The conference finals, bro. They said
we were wrong, bro. We were wrong. We were both that's all I gotta say, because like we both said Denver was gonna win in 7. That's like because that happened last night. Denver did fall to the Minnesota Timberwolves to the surprise of a lot of people. Well, at least to the people here, I guess I saw a lot of people liking Timberwolves. But I was very surprised. I did not think that Game 7 in Denver they was gonna come out with the dub. Really, the only people that came out and play was Jokic and Murray, and no one else came to play. So when it comes to a team game, that's what happens. I feel bad for the Knicks. The Knicks were just too hurt. Hurt, man. Like I really did not want to see Tyrese Halliburton in the conference finals. I really didn't. Like I honestly didn't.
Not right now.
Not right now. Like I just feel like that's gonna put him into a conversation he's not ready for yet,
Right.
Like I see this just like how they did Trae Young that 2021 year when they went to the conference finals. I see them in parallels like crazy. Yeah. Because I just don't see the Celtics in the Pacers series being entertaining at all. I don't. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the Mavericks advanced. I'm very happy like that because Kyrie Irving, if y'all don't know, is one of my favorite players, and everyone knows the story of his journey of his career and how the backlash he's gotten, all that. It seems like he actually likes being in Dallas. He likes being in Dallas. The team, the franchise loves him. So I'm very excited to see Dallas and Mavericks. Dallas and Minnesota. I said Dallas and Mavericks. Dallas and Minnesota conference finals. I really don't know. I feel like I can go either way. I feel like the Celtics are going to come out for sure. But
absolutely.
Celtics are going to come out. Celtics have a very cakewalk to the finals. But my instinct is saying Dallas in 7. I don't know why. I think I got Dallas in 7. I think the Mavericks are peaking at the right time. I just think they're peaking at the right day. They've been playing some really good basketball for the past 3-4 months.
Yeah.
I just think and I feel like Luka and Kyrie is just, those are 2 guys you just can't give time. Like you saw them, they were down by 20 for like 15 in that game, in game 6 against OKC. They just slowly but surely just walked them down.
Yep.
And that's why I think it's dangerous in the playoffs when you have 2 guys that can just go like that. And yes, Minnesota's a very talented team. I'm not taking anything away from them. I just feel like with just Luka and Kyrie, there's really no answer for them at all. Like they're gonna put Jaden McDaniels on Luka. They're gonna put Ant on Kyrie. Two very good defenders. Two very, very, very good defenders. I just don't know. I won't be surprised if Minnesota wins, obviously, because they're playing great basketball. I feel like they have the better team on paper. I think the X factors of Kyrie and Luka and Derek Lively, that's been playing his tail off in the paint. He's probably the most underrated player in that series.
Shout out to him,
I just want to be and speaking of Mother's Day, I know this past Mother's Day was terrible for him. Trying to play a game. And anyway, you already know the situation. But shout out him for sure. I just feel like he's been playing his butt off. I just feel like the Mavericks may get him. And I'm biased. I want to see Kyrie Irving in another NBA Finals. He just plays well on that stage. That's just me, though.
Man, I tweeted that the other day when they won. I said, man, I'm so conflicted because I'm like you. Like, I'm a huge Kyrie fan. Like, he was my favorite point guard for a long time. Lonzo, he slipped in that conversation. And then, obviously, Ja. But I still root for Kyrie, bro. And like you said, everything that he's gone through, the redemption that he's kind of basically, you starting to even see the media is humanizing him now. You know what I'm saying? And they not – I'm sorry, bro. I don't think Kyrie meant no harm in what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He's been on this path of awakening, and he done messed up, you know, in people's eyes and said or shared stuff, or people call him weird or whatever. That's a good dude at heart, I feel like. And so to see him, like you said, already we talking about basketball talent, one of the greatest of all time. I don't care what nobody say.
No doubt.
You know, I'm just conflicted because I want to see him in the finals and possibly get another ring, like you said. It's just Luka, dog. Luka is just
you don't like Luka, bro.
And this is the thing with Luka. The whining gets on my nerves, the complaining after every play, and to me, the way that he acts on the court. Now, how he acts in the locker room is one thing, but on the court, it seems like he put himself before the team. And what I mean by that is when they run it back on defense and stuff, he always, if he done did something on offense and messed up, he ain't rushing to get back. He loafing, bro. And I know that's probably part of his conditioning. But my thing is, you're a professional basketball player. I don't understand how you get paid multi-millions of dollars and you come in there every season out of shape. I just don't get that. And you run for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a track star. Imagine you being an out of shape track star. Like, that's crazy. So
it makes sense. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Luka, I just don't know if I want him to win. But I tell you this, bro, what type of story that would be to see Kyrie Irving put the Boston Celtics down in the finals and win another ring, bro. I
didn't think about that. I really didn't think about it. That doesn't. I didn't think about that at all. Oh wow, that would be crazy as hell, bro.
On their floor too.
On their floor too. In the cell, you know how he's talking terrible about the Boston Celtics fans and how they cursed him out, called him all types of N-words and all that. That would be crazy. I did not think about that. That makes me want.
I think I just changed my thing, bro. Go Luka.
I didn't even think about that, bro. Bro. Nah, actually, hey, we're on the same page now. I was kind of teetering, but I want the Mavericks to win.
Let's roll, man. Let's roll. Shout out to them, man. At the East, like you said, I ain't got much to say. I think the Pacers are definitely the Hawks of old when Trae Young went. They tried to build it too fast. Tyrese and them ain't ready yet. That team will probably be broken up in the next year or two. Like they don't move me. I
feel like even without Kristaps Porzingis, I feel like the Celtics are still going to win that series. I feel like they're not going to need. I don't feel like they're going to need Kristaps until the finals.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, whoever they play. Yeah, rest up. You good. They can win in 5. I got Celtics winning in 5. Okay, before that, what's your prediction? Before we get out of here, what's your predictions? Celtics in 5, Celtics in 6, Celtics in 4.
I think they'll go ahead and just sweep them boys, get them out of there. Just go and get the Cancun, man.
And then what's the other side?
That one, I'm going to say, because it'll be the Maverick. No, the T-Wolves have home court advantage.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Mavs in 7, bro.
Mavs in 7. So we both. I got Mavs in 7 and Celtics in 5. You got Celtics in 4 and Mavs in 7.
Yeah.
So.
They match up so well, bro. I mean, you talk about two bigs on both sides. I know they different in skill set, but that's gonna be a matchup. I'm ready for that. That might be the finals, honestly.
Real talk, like I feel like it's gonna be a very entertaining series. Like I feel like no one's gonna tune into the eastern side, but the west side is gonna be high numbers every single game. And both teams very good defensive teams. Like people don't talk about like the Mavericks can lock down on defense. Like three three. Let's have a look. He can play when he wants to. But like 3 out of those 6 games, they held OKC to under 100 points or like around 100 points. I know one game they had 105, but they can sit down on defense when they want to, you know. And I know everybody raves about Minnesota defense because they are a great defensive team, but Dallas ain't no slouches either. Dallas can sit down on defense. The stars have to show up. Simple as that. The stars are gonna have to show up. Kyrie and Luka got a hoop, and Ant and Cat and Gobert. I don't even count Gobert as a star, but all star, they got a hoop, you know.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Man, let us know what y'all predictions are in the comments below. We want to see how y'all feel about these playoffs. These conference finals for sure. We're gonna run through this one really quick. The NBA awards were, basically fully announced. I'm so tired of the way that they do this, bro. They wait till the playoffs. Number one, great. All right, whatever. But then they roll it out every week or every 2 weeks.
Every round, it's like the rounds come,
Man, this is I don't really care. I'm gonna get your thoughts on the awards and if who got snubbed and things like that. But to fix the awards, this is my just plea to the league, bro.
Okay.
Go back to the award show like you had. That was dope. Just make it a dope show. Do it the week that you can even do it the next day if you want, but make the week that the season ends. Go ahead and do it right then and there. That way we're not worried about playoff performance messing with the fans' mind. Like, look, the awards are the regular season awards. Get them out of the way. And to me personally, I think that it also kind of makes it a little bit more competitive in the playoffs because if you feel like you got slighted, let's roll. Especially if I got you first round. Yeah. So let's bring that back, man. Get it out of the way. And also, this is the other caveat I would add to it. The same way that they let fans vote on awards, obviously they have a percentage. Bring that to the awards because I'm sorry, like fans should have a say-so who the MVP, the defensive player of the year of some sort. Whether it's, it's going to be weighted to a certain degree, but I think they should definitely allow us to vote on that as well. But just getting your thoughts, man, on the awards. Let me just run down real quick what they were. I'm only going to do the main ones. I'm not going to do like these clutch players of the year. That's just opinion. We'll run through MVP. You had Nikola Jokic finally got his third. Crazy. Defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. Rookie of the year was Victor Wembanyama. Most improved, I cannot talk this morning. Most improved player, Tyrese Maxey. And then sixth man of the year was Naj Reid, man. What was your thoughts on that? Who got snubbed? And all that good stuff.
I actually didn't like a lot of the awards this year personally. I feel like Kobe White got snubbed for most improved player because I think Tyrese Maxey is a great basketball player. I feel like it's another like Ja Morant situation. Yes, I feel like Ja Morant is obviously a great player, but he was a number 2 overall draft pick. I don't think most improved is kind of in his category when he was already touted to be a top draft pick. Tyrese Maxey was a lottery pick. Mm-hmm. People knew he was going to be good. So Kobe White, who raised his point per game from like 8 to like 20 something, like had that big of a points per gauge increase. And people were talking about him maybe being a bust and all that too, because his first 2 threes in the league just wasn't good like that. And he was highly touted. He was another lottery pick, and for him to improve that's major improvement. So I would have gave that to him. I feel like Wemby got snubbed for a depoy. Like, yes, Gobert, but Gobert having 4 depoys and I get it's a regular season award, and I understand your point on that, but this is why I say it's crazy. How are you the defensive player of the year, but every playoffs you're a defensive liability? I understand. I understand it's a regular season, but you have to think about that stuff. Just about that quantifies your level and talent on the defensive end. That's true. If you're that good of a defender, it should translate to the playoffs. And yes, the award is only about the regular season, but I feel like that should show what level defender you actually are.
Right.
Wemby, when his team when he was on the floor, best defensive rating in the league. When he was off the court, the worst defensive rating in the league. Like,
I got a question, bro.
Okay, what's up?
You know how they say LeBron should have more MVPs than what he has because he's been the best player in the league, definitely more than 4 times.
Yeah, okay.
Is Wemby gonna get 10 defensive players of the year? Or are they gonna be voter fatigue? Because how is anybody else gonna be able to be a better defender than him overall? How?
Unless that's a great question. Unless a guard, unless they start giving it to guards more, but the depoy is a big man award. Like,
can't defend better than him.
Is Marcus Smart and Gary Payton. Those are only like Michael Jordan. Those are the only three like guards I can think of. Unless I can't think of another guard out of the top of my head that wanted depoy. Maybe a wing defender, like Kawhi wanted because he's a wing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But unless they give him more the guards and wings, that's not gonna happen. So that's he's probably gonna rack up like 3 or 4, and they're just gonna cut him off. That's probably what's gonna happen.
He should get more than Gobert, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, but 5-time defensive player of the year is crazy when you think about it.
Man, lanky man, bro. He's
7'5", yo. He's 7'5". But anyway, yes, I feel like Wemby should have got it, and I feel like Malik Monk should have got 6th man of the year. Yes, Naz Reid is hooping. We're seeing now in the playoffs he's hooping. He's a very good player. But the only reason why Malik Monk didn't win that award because he got hurt last 10 games of the year. It's the only reason why. Sacramento went as far as Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox took them. In my opinion, he was the second best player on that team this year. Sabonis had a pretty good year. Like he was average to pretty good year. But in my opinion, Malik Monk was the second best player on that team. They were a play-in team. And you see what was missing when he wasn't on the floor. I feel like they could have. I feel like if they would have got in, I feel they could have knocked out the Pelicans. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. If they would have made it in, not the Pelicans. Sure. I mean the OKC. I mean OKC. Not the Pelicans. They played. I think the Pelicans, they lost.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, we're in the same page, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel, and that shows the value he had to his team. That's just mine. Yeah. But MVP and rookie year, I feel like I know how you feel about MVP. I'm gonna let you get into it, but MVP and rookie year were the only awards I feel like they got right.
Yeah, I think it's weird that he got 3. Was it? Hold on, how many did y'all just get? He had 3 MVPs. We were talking about how on Twitter people were saying like, well, look, I got a tweet that got people riled up. If you want to go viral, just talk about LeBron. People, they will get in your mentions. People hate him. But I put a tweet up that it's just, to me, it's wild that Jokic already has 3 MVPs, and it's looking like with him not being in the league as long. I mean, he's been in there 9 years, but he's just started his prime basically in the last 2 years. I feel like, and for him to have 3 already, if he either ties or surpasses LeBron in MVPs, I think that's a wild thing, bro. So, I think Shea should have got it, honestly. I don't like the OKC Thunder at all. They are definitely the Fugazi Grizzlies. They are the great value Grizzlies for sure.
Want to be Grizzlies for sure. Stole our whole flow. What he stole my whole flow. Word for word, bar for bar. Okay, see.
I can't stand them dudes, bro. Yeah, but hey, I think Shea should have got that. I'm sorry. The number 1 team, they won. To me, he is. I mean, they got good players on that team, but like nobody else on that team to me is on the same level of a Jamal Murray. Like, I'm sorry, this is just my thing. Like, Jalen Williams is great. He ain't Jamal Murray, bro. No, not yet. So I think they should have went to him. Outside of that, like you said, the deep pool, I think probably should have went to Wemby, but him getting deep and rookie of the year would have been crazy. But if he deserves it, give the man the award. Like, damn all this voting fatigue stuff, bro. Give the awards to the main people. Yep, and that's why I say I think the fans need to have more involvement with it, because if the fans are voting for these dudes, like, okay, like, cool, we got these people, these beat writers trying to be right or be different. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it be about. They try to be different, but like, no, give it to the best player that deserves that award every single year. Like you said, Kobe White 100% should have got, most improved. But, hey, do what y'all got to do, man. It kind of takes the weight out of it sometimes when they do stuff like that. But like I said, if you want to kind of bring some type of importance or just interesting factor back to it, bring the awards back and make it to where these guys have something to really, like, just, give them a little bit of a competitive edge when they go into the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Well, last one, man, we're going to touch on this one real quick, man. Bronny James, bro. His stock is rising in the draft. A lot of people said he should not have come out of USC. And then you had a lot of people last week saying that he was not going to get drafted. Evan, what's your thoughts on Bronny James, bro?
This is a tough topic, because Bronny James, he got the blessing and the curse of being the son of arguably the greatest player of all time. Yep. So that microscope has been on him since he's been 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Man, if you're like just look at him as a straight up basketball player, do I feel like he's ready for the NBA? No. But it's some benefits or some perks gonna come with being LeBron James' son. And he's had the opportunity to go to the combine and show his talents. He's had a good showing to combine, but I don't. Some people saying he may go first round now, and I think that's a little hyperbole. No. I think that's kind of crazy. Like LeBron James Jr. should be, if he gets drafted, a second round draft pick, and put on a 2-way and let him develop in a situation that is outside of the brightness of being on LeBron James' team. So if he gets drafted, cool. Like, he don't need the money. Like, I really don't see the point of coming out the draft like right now. I personally don't see it. I feel like he should go back to school and just go to a smaller school and just hoop and play well. Like, he hasn't played any meaningful basketball in a long time. Like, you haven't really seen what he's been able to do. Like, you just haven't seen it. And to make that leap from the league like that, I feel like it's gonna do more harm than good. Granted, he probably has the best teacher that you can ask for, LeBron James. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna be ultimately prepared for the NBA. He probably got it all up here. But physically, he just don't have it right now. That's just my opinion. But I feel like he can be a valuable asset on the NBA roster eventually. Yes. But this year, no. So if he gets drafted, I don't feel like it's going to be solely because of his basketball talent. It's going to be because the allurement of trying to get LeBron James Sr. on your basketball team.
Nepotism. And I love some black nepotism. Don't get me wrong. we don't get much of it. So I am not mad at Bronny James getting drafted just because his pops, man. I will say this, though. Like you said, it would have behooved him to go back to college. I would have loved to see him with Penny, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like that is the perfect fit for him. I don't know where else he would have went, but I think him just going somewhere where he could have just showcased his full skill set, had a year rested off what he went through with his health and stuff like that. And just, man, like, look, all right, I went through this combine. I know the stuff I can work on. And let me just focus on showing my complete game next year. I think that would have been a better thing. Like you said, he ain't doing it for the money. And you're apparently not doing it to play with your dad no more. So, what you rushing for?
There's no point to rush. Like, it's no point. Like, you haven't, I feel like a measuring stick for a college basketball player, or at least a college athlete in general, is will you able to dominate on your level. He has not done that. He hasn't come close to doing that. He hasn't played conference play basketball, and he hasn't played NCAA national tournament basketball. His conference was terrible last year. USC was terrible last year, and he averaged 4 points a game. Like, the facts are facts, bro. If he went to a Memphis, like you said, and had a good showing in the AAC tournament, and then played well next year in the tournament, maybe win one or two games, then cool. Like, do your thing, bro. You've proved you can dominate on your level. It's like go back to old saying of playing up your age group when you're a kid. If you can't dominate your age group, don't go up to the upper age groups. It's no point. Don't make sense. If you 15, don't be playing the 17, 18-year-old kids. You can't even beat your own 15-year-old kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's straight like that. Like, we really think about it like that. It's simple.
Because you look at it, like, to me, it's just me personally. I think his comp, like, people comp him to all these dudes. If we just talking about where he is today, his comp is Scottie Pippen Jr. They're around the same size. Yeah. And to think about Scottie, I think he has a little bit more point guard abilities. Yeah,
he can't.
Bronny has shown.
Bronny can't control the team like Scottie can right now.
Yeah, but you're talking about just a guy that's a shorter guy but has the defensive intangibles. I think they kind of are comparable in that regard. Athletic guys can get to the rack, but even that, I think Scottie at this point is a better basketball player, and he's on the two-way.
For sure.
Bro, go back to school, get yourself together, get your health right, and then, let the chips fall where they may. But, I'm still going to be happy for him, if he does get picked up. Like you said, I just think we both on the same page. It'd be better for him to go back one more time, man. At least. Maybe even come out his junior year. You know what I'm saying?
He don't need the money, bro. Like, your family line in trenches, fam.
Yep.
You've had a savings account in a trust fund for 30 years, bro. Like, chill.
Don't be like Zaire Wade, because we don't even know where Zaire Wade is. No,
I don't know where dude went, bro. He just fell off the face of the earth, fam. Like, he went to somewhere like in Barcelona or something, and I ain't seen dude since. Like,
I know he was on the Salt Lake G League team for like maybe a season, but because his pops is
his pops on the team. So yeah, it happens. So
black nepotism. I mess with it.
We love it. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that's all we got for the No Bluffin news, man. Shout out to Bronny, man. Hope you, again, whatever decision you make, man, I hope it's the best decision for you. Like you said, you don't need the money, man. So whatever you decide to do, go ahead, brother. I ain't mad at you. But that's all we got for the No Bluffin news. We actually gonna go ahead and get to our first break. And then on the other side is we're gonna talk about some draft stuff, the lottery, what we should do with the pick, all that good stuff. We're gonna get all our thoughts out on that. We'll see y'all on the other side.
When I saw that Michael Cole put out a story of Adam Silver continuing his check-ins with Ja, I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Draymond Green is still kicking dudes in the nards and throwing spinning back fists in the middle of games. And for some reason, Ja Morant still needs a check-in. He's yet to hurt anybody. He's taking the right steps. Shut the hell up, dude. Like, what are we doing? It is such posturing. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and it's gross. It was steep, and he was trying to make an example of him, and we didn't think he'd be able to stick to that. Lo and behold, by damn, he hasn't. Miles Bridges in the league. Draymond had an indefinite suspension away from. I don't even think it was actual suspension. Sorry, you knew exactly what button to push because I saw the article come out and I was like, what a cuck. It's unbelievable.
Adam Silver, the cuck.
Come hang out with Daniel Greer and Nathan Qualls on Grizz 901 Live. Every Tuesday night at 901 live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
The old dudes are getting up out of here too. The LeBrons are starting to look old. Steph Curry looking old. Kevin Durant, first time ever. Neither one of those three guys are in the second round of the playoffs, right?
I absolutely welcome the ushering out of the old heads. Like I have this extreme like LeBron fatigue. Like I don't like the way that he's covered by the media, and it makes me tend to not like him. And it's not even his fault.
Yeah,
it was never his fault. And so moving forward with the new faces of the league, like your Ja Morants and your Luka Doncic's and Anthony Edwards could be part of that conversation. But does the league want to like put him on? Because they're gonna market whoever they want to market, right? And I feel like he's very marketable, but for some reason it seems like the league not leaning into it.
Because they know it's a clown. They know it's a clown inside.
He gonna say whatever,
out, right?
He gonna say whatever. They learned from
Ja Morant. You better vet these dudes toughly. And the
So
dudes who
like,
coming in-bombs and eating Popeyes on three and
he on the Bally's mic, bro. The mic is hot, bro. We heard what you just said.
Him. They know a clown is in there, man.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin podcast, man. We glad to have y'all back for another episode. Make sure y'all go ahead and give us a follow on the No Bluffin pod Twitter page, X page, TwitX, whatever you want to call it.
TwitX is crazy.
I don't know.
TwitX is crazy.
Make sure you shout out and you give us a follow on the personal pages, man. And we're gonna get into these topics, bro. Talking about the draft lottery. On Mother's Day, we got some little sour news, I would say. I was definitely expecting a better drop than that, man. But the Grizzlies are at 9. I mean, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you definitely know about this already. This was 2 weeks ago, basically. But we were blessed with the number 9 pick in the lottery of the 2024 NBA draft, man. So, Evan, I'm going to give it to you first, bro. Or pass it to you. Pause. Jesus Christ. I'm going to pass the ball to you and just talk about how you felt about us getting the number 9 pick in the lottery. And then overall, just the whole lottery results as a whole with everything that kind of went down.
It was as you said, it was a very disappointing Sunday evening because it aired at 2:00 our time. So yeah, very disappointing evening. I just got home from church. I was like, I'm gonna take a quick nap before I go to work, and I'm not gonna be mad because we're gonna get a good draft pick and then have a good day at work. And I woke up, I was like I was mad, like I was pissed. I'm like, bro, 9, like out of all, like I feel like, as you say, Adam Silver should have rewarded us. And again, it's the ping pong ball. Everything is random, yada yada yada.
Man, back there like this.
Okay, Atlanta, I'm gonna give you the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
San Antonio, I'm gonna give you 2 top 10 picks. Like,
yep,
bro, what? But yeah, I was very disappointed. And since the 2 weeks has happened, I've been very kind of like I've been tossing and turning in my bed, not literally, but off and on, like thinking about like my reaction to it, because on the surface I was mad, and I thought about, I was like, that gives us flexibility to do things, but not as much as you would probably like. Because if you was got a top 7, top 5 pick, then you got a better chance of getting a bona fide player if you draft that person, and then that's also still a high value pick.
Yep.
Now we're kind of in no man's land where you can't just depend on that pick being, first of all, a bona fide player or a good trade asset either. It's a little more wishy-washy because you don't know who's really going to be there. Because a lot of guys can go at 9 can really go in the top 3 or top 4, top 5. A lot of guys in the top 3, top 4, top 5 can fall to 8, 9, 10, or 11. So I was kind of like, I'm kind of in the boat of draft best player available. I know we're gonna get into that, but now after theme, I'm kind of draft best player available or package all our picks because we have 3 picks in this draft into a player. Because I feel like just get best player available, and then I feel like we're gonna get a big in the offseason. I feel like we don't have to get a big during the draft. We don't. The whole lottery results, I thought it was kind of crazy. Atlanta getting number 1 is crazy to me. Like, and the fact that Detroit hasn't got rewarded with a number 1 pick yet since they got Cade Cunningham is crazy, and they've had the worst record in the league for the past 3 years.
Bro,
like that shows me.
His ball head ass is playing with Detroit, bro.
Like, he don't mess with them. They messed themselves up the luxury tax because they paid Monty Williams that big old contract, and then they still was terrible. So it's like, what are we doing? So
Silver had some bad food. He had a bad woman. He had
don't like
some
Detroit.
bad.
He got some bad.
He don't
mojo.
like Motown. He don't like.
He don't like Motown. He does not like anything when it comes to Detroit. So I don't know. Charlotte getting a top 6 pick. I feel like that's just another pick they're not gonna do nothing with. Houston getting a number 3 pick is dangerous because they were actually not that bad this year. So I'm kind of looking at that kind of sideways because the reports are coming out that us and Houston are trying to trade our picks. I really hope we beat Houston out and getting a better pick or player out of our picks because they weren't bad this year and they're also in our division. So I'm side-eyeing that a little bit because they have a lot of assets on their team and they weren't that bad this year and they have number 3 pick. Let me say this. I thought we were going to be Houston. That's the best way I can say it. I thought we were going to be in Houston's position leaving the draft.
Or close. I was talking number 4. So 3 or 4.
I thought we was going to get a top 5 pick. All honesty. So very disappointed, and we're not in good in position that I would have thought we'd be in, but we're also not in a terrible position either. In the overall lottery, it's bullcrap to me. Like, the fact that Atlanta got the first pick is crazy as hell to me. But what can you do, man? What can you do?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, it makes sense to me that they gave Atlanta number 1 because I think that Trae Young is probably out of there. If they smart, if they are not smart, they keep him and try to move.
They're not going to trade him,
and that just don't make sense to me. Dejounte Murray is a way better overall player and leader and person to probably be around and play with. And Trae Young, sucker with dust and hair on it, looking ass. It just don't make sense to keep building around him, bro. I'm sorry. So maybe you look at the fact they got number 1 and you can trade him and get more assets as well because you're gonna get a haul for Trae Young. You're gonna get multiple first round picks. You're gonna get probably some role players. You put that with the number 1, some additional picks, Dejounte Murray, and whatever else they come up off. The rebuild can be actually pretty good and kickstarted with Trae Young getting up out of there. But that was my thing with that one. Everybody else, it is what it is. I don't really have any complaints. I do, after I had some time to sit in on it, us getting number 9 is actually kind of outside of needing the higher asset, to trade for a better player. If we do end up, and we'll talk about this in the next topic, if we do end up staying at number 9, the value that we can get at number 9, I'm cool with in this draft because I was on record. I didn't really want to get Alexander Sarr. I'm sorry. I just didn't want him. These other guys is going top 5, like a Rob Dillingham, Reed Shepherd, all these names of these dudes. None of them really move me like that on a Grizzlies team that we got our core and we got probably our top 7, top 8 already. So none of them dudes was going to break that, anyway. So at that point, you want to find you a guy that can just come in and contribute. And I look at, like a Dalton Connect, maybe. We're going to talk about players, here in a second. But these guys around that range are a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned, veteran-ish type college players that can come into a team that's trying to win right now. And if they ask to do something, they could probably do it at least their floor is very high. You know what I'm saying? If they don't turn out to be a superstar, they got a high floor. And I look at somebody like Yami Yakuez Jr. that's out in Miami. Like, I joked about him pre-draft, but like, no, I would definitely love to have him on the Grizzlies because dude is a baller, especially as a rookie. So if you can get a guy like that, at number 9, or if they even decide to trade back, I'm cool with that. Like you said, as long as they go ahead, which we know, Zach Kleiman said they're going to address the center situation. So whether you do it in the draft, whether you do it in trades, free agency, just do that. And do what you got to do to maximize the value of that 9 pick, whether it be use the pick yourself or trade out of it. So outside of it, I ain't really had too much to gripe about once it finally got to settle in.
I understand that. I understand that completely. And I feel that's kind of the best mindset to have as a Grizzly fan, because Grizzly Twitter is a very, very, very confusing place and very hostile environment sometimes. Grizzly Twitter is a very combustible element, as you would say. Very much like people are so emotional on that app, bro. And it's like, bro, we got the 9 pick. Like, it's bad, but it's not that bad, yo. Like,
yeah.
And like you said,
we didn't fall to 11 or 10 or 14.
Yeah, like you said, this draft isn't deep enough to really like just be up in arms. Like, oh, we missed out on that guy. Right. Be like, it's not like Rob Dillingham on Raw. You spoke about Rob Dillingham, like, because I just looked at him in my draft. He can go from 3 all the way down to 8. Like, honestly, like, I feel like depends on what that team needs. Donovan Clinic, and he can get drafted in the top 5 or drop to 14. Like, I feel like the only like guaranteed guy that's gonna go in the top 3 is Alex Sarr. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Everyone else can jump up and down. It depends on how they feel and how after workouts come and draft come on and all that, like all that stuff. So we're actually not in that bad of a spot. Like we're not. We have the flexibility to do still a few things. Yeah. And again, for all the Grizzlies situation is compared to all these other teams, we don't need a good player in this draft. Like, this isn't our all end all and be all. We have, like you said, we have a good team. So everyone's all up in arms, but we didn't get this pick and we can't draft this guy. Like, we don't need him. Like, we really don't. Like, we don't. If we have our number 1 pick from the draft, and then his name is Gigi Jackson. We already have our first round pick. That's why I'm not too tripped out on to who we drafted. Now, we're gonna talk about players, obviously, but I'm not gonna be looking at this draft as intently as I did the 2019 draft when John Morant got drafted, or the 2020 draft when we drafted Desmond Bane. Like,
shit, even last year. Imagine if we was in last year's draft getting number 9 versus expecting to get number 4 or something like that. Like, that would have sucked for real.
Yeah, that would have sucked for real. Like, I'm gonna watch the draft because I'm a basketball fan, I'm a Grizzlies fan, but I'm gonna be just like, oh my gosh, oh, he got taken. Dang it! Like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna be mad. So that's the best. I feel like that's the best reaction to have, bro. Just chill, trust in climbing. That the front office gonna make the best decision, and even if this guy, whoever we draft, if we draft someone, it turns out to be a bust or he just doesn't produce first year, we're still gonna be a playoff team. We're still gonna be competing with the best teams in the West. We're still gonna be competing for a conference final or NBA final spot, as previously constructed already. So it's not the end of the world, fam. It's not.
I agree with everything you said except for the very first part. If they take that pick, they better nail that shit.
So you think we need to nail it?
If you're gonna take it, if you're not gonna take it, and you're gonna trade that pick for an asset, by all means, do that. I'm a fan of that. I'm really kind of on that train anyway. But I'm not mad at them staying at 9 and taking the pick or moving back and getting somebody. Because, like, we'll talk about it again here in a minute, some of the guys that I like. But this guy's in the back of the first round projected that I'm cool with perfectly being on the team. They could still play first year. You know what I'm saying? But if you try to get cute with that number 9 pick, and it's something that just don't make sense, and that pick don't pan out, I think that's when you mess up. That's when you got to say, okay, we give y'all, your kudos for the job, which you shouldn't get. We give you kudos for Jaren and Dez. I give you Dez. I give you, BC. Tillman, BC. I give you those guys, but you failed. You basically 50-50 at this point. And I get it. Like, you're going to not always hit on them. But you got to nail that 9 pick. It's got to be a high floor or a guy that just can contribute, and we're not waiting on him 3-4 years to become something. We can't do that.
We don't need a Zaire Williams. That's what you're saying.
Hell no.
Like, I see what you're saying. The only reason why I don't agree because we have Gigi, and Gigi's as old as all these guys in the draft. If Gigi Jackson was on another team, then I would agree with you. But that's why, like, we have a first round draft. Gigi would go number 1 in this draft. I'm sorry, he would go number 1 in this draft.
But I asked you this. If you can turn, and I told Sean Coleman, and shout out to Sean Coleman, I told him, I said, man, you was getting on my nerves talking about Denny Avia. He really was. But when I actually sat back and thought about it, I'm like, no, Denny Avia would work on this team really well. I mean, he would shoot the three. He would defend. He's a tall guy. Scrappy can get a couple rebounds. If you want to play him in a small ball lineup next to Jaren or whoever that we get for a center, you can. If you can swap out that 9 pick for him, that's what I mean. Like if that 9 pick turns to a bust, it's a waste when you could have traded it to somebody else to get a serviceable role player that can deepen our bench, because that's what really killed the Nuggets, bro. They were not the exact same team they had last year. If they ran it back, they would have. So that's my only thing with that. But I will say this, the value that they got at the 9 pick, like we said, with it being such a vast draft, whoever gets that pick, that we like, if we trade it, the good thing about this draft is that even if they get 9, they can package the assets that they have, and they can trade down again too if they want to. So I see incredible value at 9, bro.
Yeah, I can see that, bro. Yeah. I understand it.
But we'll see. We're gonna get into players. Let's talk about players real quick. If we do keep the pick, or if we do keep the pick. If we keep the pick at 9, I'm not even gonna say trade down targets. If you got a trade down target or trade back target, just one, let's talk about that. But the 3 guys that you would target if you are Zach Kleiman, who would that be in this year's draft?
Y'all gonna hate me on one of them because he's not worth a number 9 pick. But the first guy, because you put me on his train after looking at his highlights and all that, I'm on your page. But Khalil Ware, I just love his game. I'm sorry, I just love his game. Would you take him? I feel like if we trade back, like you said, we should get him. But I don't think drafting off a knee is necessarily is necessarily a bad thing. I just love his game, man. Like I don't know why. Like he's lanky, he's athletic, can get to the rim, he can shoot the outside shot a little bit. That's all we need. Like we're not looking for a starting caliber big right now. We're not. We just need a guy to get rebounds, be big, and just be serviceable for about 15 to 20 minutes. That's all we need.
Right.
So that's one guy. Another guy, Ron Holland. Just I'm kind of iffing Ron Holland because he's a wing, and we have a lot of guys that are wings or just need the ball in their hands. If we can somehow like maneuver him to just make him into a guy that can just be a cuff off the ball, catch and shoot, hit his spots type of guy, then yes, draft Ron Holland, because I feel like he's a top 5, top 3 talent in my opinion. Just straight up talent. He just because he was in the G League at night, and we've been over how that conglomerate. I'm trying to say big words for no reason. That big conglomerate. Yeah, that's the word. How that business, how that organization just was not ran properly, at least after in the past few years. So Ron Holland will be that, and then my last guy will be what's the dude name? Cody Williams. Yeah, Cody Williams out of Colorado. I know you didn't really like his game, but just another. Well, like he's 6'9", another 3 and D guy. Like if you go wing. I feel like he's the opposite of Ron Holland. He does need the ball in his hands a lot. He doesn't. He's not a shot creator type of guy. He's gonna get block shots. He's gonna attack the rim. He's gonna just be that glue guy that you need. So those are my 3 right now. But like we just talked about, nobody in this draft is just jumping off the page to us. Like no one is. Because I would say Clingan, but I don't feel like he's gonna be there or not. I just honestly don't think he's gonna be there. If he's there, take him. Yeah, I see him going top because UConn played so well, and he was a big reason for that. I see him going top 7 to top 5. But if he's not there, you can add Clingan in there if he's there, but I don't think he'll be there. But what about you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna mess with you with the Cody Williams. I don't think it's a bad pick. I don't see him going top 10. And I'll say this: it's just because of his I'm gonna say rookie season, his freshman season.
Yeah,
he is a lot of people say that the reason why he's so high is because of his brother being Jalen Williams. I don't think they're the same guy. Like, because if you go back and look at Jalen Williams' film in college, I wanted him on the Grizzlies, bro. Like he was tough. He was a bad boy. Cody probably was doing that from what I've seen in high school. He was looked at as that. Just didn't have the best, I keep wanting to say freshman season. But he has tools there. And so I say this, if you trade it back to get maybe an extra second round or maybe a role player, and you can trade back and still get him. If he's on the Grizzlies the first night of the season, am I mad? I'm not. I'm not. at all. But my three main guys, bro, for me, if they stay at number 9, and I'm kind of going back and forth with the order of how I rate them. But if you just had to, well, I'm gonna tell you what changed it. I started off having Dalton Connect number 1 and Stephon Castle number 2. And then I end up swapping them, having Castle number 1 and having Connect number 2. Well, when he came out, and I don't know if it was him personally or his team leaked it out, they came out basically and said that he doesn't want to go to any team that has a starting point guard on their team right now. He ain't rocking with that. And to me, it's like you 6'6", bro. You have multiple skills that can score. You can play make. You can defend your ass off. You showed that you can shoot before. You just had not a great season last year. You can be literally like just a 6-man up until, maybe something happens later and we move you into the starting lineup. I ain't speaking on nothing like that right now, but you could be a big contributor for this team, the Grizzlies. I think that's a perfect fit for Stephon Castle, but him leaking that, I was like, if he truly means that, I don't know if he get here, what he gonna do? You're not gonna play. You ain't gonna play hard. You're not gonna compete for a championship. Like this
not an Eli. This isn't an Eli Manning situation. This is not one of them.
Yeah.
This is not one of them.
You can try, but yeah, if you there at 9 and I'm Zach Kleiman, I probably still keep him number 1 as my guy and take him. But with that being said, I just talk about him real quick. I love his game. Like I said, a full, just he can be a floor general, but he also can score. He also can defend his ass off. And I just look at him as almost, you talking about maybe having to move. We love Marcus Smart on this podcast. We're not saying you to trade him if you don't have to. But if you're talking about being able to replace him and mold a guy in that realm, but just be basically Marcus Smart on steroids with more size. Like, I love the idea of Stephon Castle and Ja Morant and Desmond Bane and Gigi Jack. Like, I just love that lineup. And Vince Williams, you can just, move them guys around in any kind of way you want to. It just makes your team that much deeper. So I would love to have him at number 9. Dalton Connect, again, I look at him as like that Yami Yaquez from Miami type of guy that he's had time in college to just sharpen his skills. You're not going to ask him to do too much. He's not going to be a ball-dominant guy his rookie year. But to come in and make plays, give you some energy, some excitement off that bench, if you move on from a Luke Kennard or somebody like that, I would love to have him at 9. And then last but not least is Ron Holland. I'm with you, bro. Ron Holland, is he going to be a superstar in this league? It's to be determined. But he could very well be on a Kawhi Leonard type of trajectory where his first couple of years, he's just playing a specific role, guarding team's best player because he loves defense. But I think he loves to compete. But I think on offensive end, it's untapped. Like, he got untapped potential. He got star potential on the offensive end too. And so you got a guy that loves defense. We're seeing what Ant's doing right now. Two-way. I mean, Ant is winning the basketball game on both ends of the floor. He ain't just doing one thing. And if you got Ron Holland in the chamber that you can bust out in maybe 2 years, 3 years from now, with a GG, with a Ja, with a Jaren, like, man, what the hell we talking about? Like,
if that happens, and that's why, okay, I didn't order my Ron Holland is my first pick, just to clarify all that. Ron Holland is my number 1 choice. We're gonna run into a situation where Jenkins gonna have to have Jenkins, if he's still here, he's gonna have too many guys to play. It's only be 48 minutes in the game. We're gonna be too deep, and that could be a good problem to have because Ron Holland, ain't he like 6'7", 6'8" type stuff like that?
6'8". Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another wing. So you gonna have in the wing rotation, if that happens, you have Desmond Bane, Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams, Ron Holland. That's 4 right there. Luke Kennard probably not gonna be here. Marcus Smart may. Let's just throw him. We love Marcus. We were talking about Marcus Smart so bad on this show. I bet people really think we hate dude. We don't hate Marcus Smart.
Anthony Sain said this on his show. He is the most tradable asset on the team.
Yes,
it is what it is. It's not that we don't want him on the team. I would love to have him, but people know his name and his salary at $20 million. It just nets us back a player that could help this team. That's the only reason why he get brought up.
Yeah. But let's just say those 5 guys. I don't think Zaire Williams gonna be on the team long at all. Even though Santi is a big, he plays like a wing, but I don't see him being on this team for a long term. Just those 5 guys, and you can throw any of those 5 guys in the starting lineup, depending on the matchup. That's a great problem to have, in my opinion. So for me, and I like your guy. I don't like Dalton Connect like that. That's just my opinion. Maybe because I'm biased, I don't like Tennessee. Maybe I'm biased, I don't like Tennessee.
Man, I don't care what he do. Be going to college. People talking about they don't like Duke, they don't like North Carolina. Man, you didn't grow up there. You know what I'm saying? Dang,
I grew up.
I don't care about that.
Anyway,
right?
I grew up.
Exactly.
I was gonna go crazy. But anyway, I just think Dalton, we don't need a guy that needs the ball in his hand. I believe he's a high volume scorer. In Tennessee, the offense was revolved around him mainly. If I remember correctly, he was the number one option at Tennessee.
He's number one guy,
right?
Yeah.
And he like a third. I think he's a senior, or if not, he's a third year, right?
He was a senior.
He's a senior. Yeah, he's a senior. So he's older. For the past 4 years, he's played basketball where he's the main option. He's coming off down screens. He's coming off flare screens. He's getting high screen rolls. That's not what we need. Can he make that change in one offseason? Maybe so. I wouldn't bet on that. With Ron Holland. Ron Holland is 19. We can mold someone like that. I know you say it's good to have maybe a veteran guy that just knows how to play basketball, and that is a very good thing to have as a draft pick. But I'd rather mold someone that's 18 or 19 so you can fit him into whatever role you want him to, instead of a guy that's 23, 24 that's played the past 5 years basketball one way, and his whole game is predicated off of high volume scoring. That's why I don't like Dalton Connect, because we don't need a high volume scorer right now. We don't. We have G.G. Jackson, we have Desmond, we have Mark, we have John Morant. We don't need that. We need a guy to play one role and do that, because I see him. I think he's a better prospect than Zaire Williams. I believe that, but I can see him having that type of trajectory on this team. I don't hope that, obviously, because I'm a Grizzlies fan.
Dalton?
I can see, if he, because Zaire needs the ball. So Zaire needs the ball in his hand, to be effective. Zaire was best in high school and he had the ball in his hands, and Zaire can't do nothing now if he doesn't have the ball. If John Morant is on the floor, Zaire can't do nothing for real. I don't want
Zaire can't shoot.
That is true. Zaire is a very inconsistent shooter. He cannot shoot like that. I don't know. I just don't want a guy that has to put up 15 shots a game to get 20 points. That's all I'm saying.
Does he have to? Because I've heard that before, and I receive it. I don't understand it. And the reason why I don't understand it is that if you come into a team and a coach is telling you what your role is, that's what your role is. You got one or two things. You're either going to abide by it or you're not. But to come in and think that a rookie is going to get 15 shots a night, I think Dalton would be crazy to think. I think any player that thinks that on a contending, a team that's trying to contend for a championship, thinking I'm going to get 15 shots, I don't think Alex Sarr would come in here and get 15 shots a night. I just don't, bro. We know I love G.G. Jackson, but he's about to be technically a rookie when you're talking about being around Jadez and Jaren as a whole collectively. I don't know if he's going to get 15 shots next year outside of his open three. So it's if you asking this guy to basically just give us energy on the defensive end, not saying you got to be locked down, but just give us energy on that end and make open threes, cut to the basket here and there. You work your way into how many shots you get, but otherwise we don't need you to. I think it's up to the coach to say, this is what you're going to do, and buy in or you don't. And anybody that doesn't buy into something like that, they're killing their careers, career suicide, and you just don't want them on your team anyway. So I see it. I just don't, as a coach, if you let that go on, I don't even. You ain't.
So you think that's more? You think that's more of a coaching issue, that if that happens, more than a personnel issue with Dalton Connect?
Yeah, because let's swap it, right? And I haven't really heard of like character issues with Dalton, so that's another thing. If he had some character issues, I'd be like, all right, that's a cause for concern. But let's bring in Cam Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cam Thomas now is he in a weird spot with Brooklyn, because it's do you build your team around him or do you just move him? I don't know what they do with it. But imagine you swap them, you put him on this team. Cam Thomas, we know for sure, the only thing that he coming to do is try to get buckets.
It's score.
He ain't passing shit. He ain't defending shit. He ain't doing nothing but scoring. That's when I'll be like, okay, all right, I understand the argument then, because that's all he is looking to do. That's all he wants to do. And probably that's the only thing you bringing him in to do. Yeah, a guy like Dalton or somebody even Ron. Ron is not the best shooter yet, but these dudes, the fastest of their game is just so broad. I think they can find a way to impact the game more than just trying to score. Even though you've shown you can do it, it's the same thing with Edie. People said Edie's not going to be that great at the next level because you're not going to be able to throw the ball on the block and just let him jump up over everybody. The Grizzlies wouldn't ask him to do that if they drafted him.
Nah,
it's what you ask the player to do. That's my thing. So. But we'll see. If he's on this team, who are we talking about? Not
Dallas Connect. Am I wrong?
Okay. I don't know. I feel like we was comparing it to somebody. Any of these dudes on our team next year.
Yeah, Zach. You just brought up 3 days.
My bad. I'm all over the place. Any of them dudes that we have talked about today, if they pop up on the team next year, I'm not mad. It's just like I said, I hope that the pick, if they keep it at 9, that's my only thing. It has to hit at least a high floor type of level. It ain't gotta be a superstar, but a high floor level at 9, if they keep that pick, is where I'm at.
This last time I'm saying it just popped in my head when you were talking. I hope it doesn't happen. I really, God forbid this doesn't happen. If we draft Dalton Connect, I can see him having a Cam Reddish type trajectory. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm listening. Hey,
Cam Reddish, when he played his best basketball in high school and in college, when he had the ball, he was a high volume scorer. He couldn't do a lot. He struggled at Duke when he didn't. Those games when Zion, RJ, and Trey Jones were playing, he struggled. He played the best basketball when he had the ball in his hands, but he had all the tools offensively. Dalton Connect has pretty much all the tools offensively. That's why I'm worried that if he's on a team like this, even if if the coach tells him this is what you got to be, he's gonna struggle. He's played one way his whole life. Cam Reddish played one way, number 1 option or number 2 option on the team, and that's why he's bounced around the league. Cam Reddish has all the talent in the world. He's probably one of the most talented young guys in the league, probably. But the reason why he hasn't solidified a spot because he's going to all these teams where they ask him to do something he just hasn't done. You talking about IQ?
No, nope. It's just I think he's battling with himself up here. Because I'm with you, Cam. I wanted Cam before we got the lottery number 2 in 2019. Cam was my guy. I was like, bro, Cam on the Grizzlies next to Jaren. Oh my God, Mike Hunt, that didn't happen. But I think the problem with guys like that, he's been the guy.
Exactly.
And his head is like, bro, all right, I'm struggling to. And Cam, here's the thing, going back to character, like questions. I ain't gonna say character issues. It's been character questions about Cam because if he's not getting the ball, he's shutting down. So it's one of them things where are you the best player or are you putting up all these shots on your team? And you've probably seen this in sports before. Are you taking all these shots, getting all these shots or whatever because the team needs you to do it? Like, look, you all we got, so we need you to do it. Or are you doing it because, look, I went to this team because I know I want all these shots? I think Cam has been one of those, like, all right, I know I'm cold. I know I'm going to be, top 5, top 10 in ESPN rankings. Let me go to a team where I can flourish. I think Dalton, you look at that Tennessee team, if who else going to do what he did? Like, I think it was necessity versus just necessity because I can, not I'm doing it because I just want to be, Jamal Crawford out there type shit. I don't know. It can go either way. It can go either way, though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yep. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. That's just a comparison. Probably a lot of people may not like that comparison. That's just what I came up in my head, just because how their games are very similar. That's why I said that. I think Cam's probably a better pure scorer than Dalton. Man, Cam was so cold, bro. I'm watching Cam in high school is like ridiculous, bro. I really hope he figures it out.
I thought he was gonna be what Brandon Miller is. That's
exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Same page. I just think Ron or the other guys we named is a safer pick than Dalton. And that's just kind of where I am. I don't think Dalton is a sure thing asset to go to this team as much as the other guys we said. Because Ron, we talked about that. It was even with we said Stefan, what's the last name? He the guard out UConn. Yeah, I don't want to his name. Even him, like if he does come in, I think that's a better option than Dalton because we kind of need a backup point guard. I want Derrick Rose in the team as the next guy. Yeah, combo guard that can play well. I want Derrick Rose team as the next guy. I think he should be on this team for as long as he wants to suit up every game.
Absolutely,
because we need that veteran. But John need a blow sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
He need a break, and Derrick, in his stage in his career, I don't think Derrick Rose can be that consistent backup point guard for us. And I know that's when the Scottie Pippen Jr. and the Jordan Goodwin, that conversation comes in and all that. That's how you decide when to do the 2 ways. I understand that. But if you want to draft a guy like that, then hey, I'm not mad at that either. I just think Dalton, out of all the guys in there, is probably the most unsafe pick, in my opinion. That's how I see it.
Well, I think it was a good conversation, man. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about that part. And let us know who y'all feel, y'all will go with number 9, man. Interested to see. Look, I know we talk about Smart and Luke getting traded, bro, because we can bring back some heavy hitters, I think, with those two guys plus picks.
Yeah.
But, bro, if you got a bench of Stephon Castle, G.G. Jackson, Vince Williams, and BC, and you solved your starting center issue with those other two guys,
yeah.
Sheesh, you talking about versatility.
Yeah, that's we gonna have folk in jail, bro. That's a lot of defense on the floor. That can still score.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best way to win, in my opinion. I don't feel like the days are gone. And this is in the Grizzlies. I feel like this is just a basketball thing. I feel like the days are gone where you just need one guy to drop 35, 40 game to carry your team to a championship. That's just not the days of LeBron and Kawhi and Steph doing that. Like, those days are gone. Like,
right.
Even last year in with the Nuggets, they were a complete basketball team. Yes, Jokic played his tail off. Jamal Murray did his thing. But they were a complete basketball team. Like, I think that's the way this franchise needs to go. Like, yes, do I feel like John Moran is good enough to be the best player on the championship team? Of course I do. He's that guy. Like, we know that. Right. He's uber talented. But I feel like the best way this team to go is to have a lineup, like you said. So Ja doesn't have to drop a 30-point triple-double every game. Jaren Jackson does have to get 20, 15, and 5 blocks. Desmond don't got to drop 20, 25 a game. Like, so everybody can just get a piece of the pie and we just beat teams just personnel-wise. Yeah, it's gonna be those games where Ja gonna have to go crazy. We know that. That's the nature of basketball.
Of course.
But to be sustainable for this 2 to 3, 4 year run that we want to happen, that's how you build a roster out.
Yep.
It's not just having a bunch of star players. We've seen it. It's not just having a bunch of star players.
That shit don't work.
Fill-in guys. Yep. It doesn't work, fam. It does not work. So and we're gonna talk about it. That's why I feel like this is obviously so important. So we can like fine-tune and get these extra meats and pieces, because Ja is great, but he can only take us so far. Can he take us to a championship? Yes, but how hard do you want that to be?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I think that's what it comes down to. As Prince constructed, I feel like John Moran can take us to a championship, but it's gonna take he gonna have to be Superman. That's just my opinion. He gonna have to be Superman. Can I feel like Ja can do that? Yes. We're not saying that he can't do that. But how do you want that? Do you want Ja to be dead? Like last night, Jokic looked tired last night.
Well, he needs to start eating Twinkies and Ho-Hos over the summer, goddamn. That's why he looked tired last night.
My point is, the star player looked dead. He was tired. Yes, John Moran is not doing that, but that's my point. That's my point. Like, he looked tired. Like, do you want Ja to be passed out on the bench after he get done with the game because he just had to drop 40 points in triple-double and play 45 minutes? Like, no, fam. Like,
look at D Rose, bro. I mean, D Rose, he got injured because he was going a mile a minute. And not saying that we don't need Ja and Spurs to probably do that, but to preserve his career, he's going to need a little bit more help, and he's going to need to focus on expanding his game, which we done talked about on here a little bit, man. Just a little bit more.
And it's Tibbs' fault too. Hopefully Ted Jenkins don't run John to the ground like Tibbs does his teams, because Tibbs, you see,
found him, man. Bro, I'm coming out, bro. I'm not finna do this. No,
I'm not Jalen Brunson. I'm not Josh Hart, bro.
Man, all those folks broke down, bro. These folks got weird injuries now because y'all just, man, come on, bro.
Hamstring, how you, bro? As a track runner, the hamstring injury is my worst nightmare. The hamstring injury. As a basketball player, you shouldn't be sprinting like that for your hamstring. Yes, you're sprinting, but that's an overuse injury. As a track runner, I know what a hamstring. OG Anunoby should not have been playing as much minutes as he did. Josh Hart had an abdominal strain. Like, you do that because you working that hard all the time. Because Josh Hart not gonna stop. He's a dog. Like, he's gonna work his tail off all the time. Like, these crazy
bro. Isaiah Hartenstein had a sore Achilles, fam, and like, come on, bro.
He just tired. Of boys tired. Like, somebody looking at Tibbs a great coach, but somebody to look into that. Like, why does he want to run his players to the ground? Like, he been doing this forever. Like, for every team he's been on.
Grumpy ass dude, man. Old grumpy ass man, bro. I don't see dude smile. Like, he just grumpy. He
said, "We gonna win by the iron fist. Y'all gonna die or we gonna win. As simple as that."
He needs to go to the military, bro. Go to the military, bro, because you tripping.
For real though.
Real talk. Well, we're gonna do a really, really short break, man. On the other side, we're gonna just run down real quick, man. Should we trade the pick or should we keep it? We'll be right back. Literally right back.
Quick.
Told
just like
y'all
that.
we was gonna be back.
Y'all thought y'all trying to take a bathroom break. Y'all thought y'all was gonna add some snacks real quick.
Oh no, sit y'all ass down.
We be right back. Y'all thought y'all finna do something smooth. We right back on your man. Come on, man. Come on.
Nah, we're finna get up out of here. we finna get up out of here on this one, man. We talked about some good stuff about players and things like that. Before we get out of here, Evan, at the end of the day, you Zach climbing again. I'm always put you in the hot seat.
Where my head is?
Come down to
I don't got my GM hat today. It's too far. It's always I ain't feel like grabbing.
Mesner,
Virginia. Yeah.
Are the Grizzlies, or should the Grizzlies? I ain't gonna say are they? Should the Grizzlies focus on keeping that pick and maximizing the talent that they got at 9, or even trading back to get another player that they like in the draft? Or should they trade the pick altogether and go get a veteran that can help this team right now?
Who should the Grizzlies keep or trade the pick? I've been consistent. I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm in team trade the pick. And even at 9, like that kind of made me sway a little bit to keeping it because it's off the players we just got done talking about and for those reasons why. But I just see going into your offseason with knowing what you got out the draft. I feel like that's just a little better just for the mind of just as your team as a whole, better than waiting until July and August and September to know what your team is looking like. Yeah. Like, think about it. If I'm Ja Morant, if we can trade the pick and I know who's going to be on my team by August 1st or July 4th or anything like that, I can start thinking in my head, okay, whoever you are, Andre Drummond, Nick Claxton, Isaiah Hartenstein, whoever, let's all right, fam, we finna be in Memphis in 2 weeks. Come and work out.
Right.
You know? I just feel like that just helps the team like gel. Yes, can it happen where you can get there late and still have a good team? Yes, I'm saying that. Right. But that just makes the team know what we got earlier. So you're not calling Zach like, hey Zach, it's training camp in 3 weeks. Like, what we doing? Right. Who our big about to be? Like, I just feel like knowing sooner rather than later is just better for just camaraderie for your team and particularly your stars. No star wants to be left in the dark about what's gonna happen. No star wants to be at the mercy of their front office. Right. And I feel like that's just the better way to go for this team. Personnel-wise, I feel we're gonna find players regardless, no matter what time of year it is. I don't feel like that's the issue at all. Mm-hmm. We're gonna find our guys because we have a lot of capital, or just a lot of face people with Luke Kennard's contract, Marcus Smart contracts, Zaire Williams, John Cartwright. We have contracts that are expendable, and we have a pick that's expendable. We gonna get our guys. That's not my issue at all. I just feel like getting rather sooner rather than later. It's just better. So everybody know what we got going into July and August. So we know, I bet when Trip, you get done your extravations in China wearing all your weird clothes, when AAU season over with, when you start leaving the Texas, Dez don't do nothing obviously but go to Texas and be with his family. Dez he be chilling.
Like, grilling
with his kids.
Chilling in the pool.
With his feet up.
I'm Dez, and Dez is me, goddamn it. I don't want to be around all y'all that much. I'm be around my family at the crib kicking it. That's all.
When Gigi done playing his church choir drums. Yeah, when Gigi get done doing that. All right, y'all, we gonna meet back at the crib in 2 weeks, and everybody know what we got, and let's hoop. I just,
and Jared said they've been doing that too.
Yeah, like they've been doing it, and I'm not saying players shouldn't enjoy their off season. I'm not saying that at all. Like, of course, enjoy your time. I just feel like it's better when you know what you got sooner rather than later, and that's just my take on it. And that's really my main reasoning why.
I like that because the more time you get to build chemistry, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like this team went into the whole summer not knowing what the hell was going on with Steven Adams. I told y'all I feel like it was some kind of just damaged relationship in some regard. To the degree of it, I don't know, but it was something with that. Obviously, you don't know how he's going to hold up, and then you show up basically about opening night and hear that he ain't playing. Whether Ja had 25 games or not, that affects a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
And again, if it was some type of fractured relationship, then they probably ain't been communicating the best over the summer anyway. So that chemistry ain't great. Smart was on the team, but he had a lot going on. Was moving, buying a house, getting married. Because
he didn't expect to get traded in the first place. So that was even though that was a good asset, no one saw that coming besides Zach Kleiman. So that's another guy that you gotta adjust to and learn. I need to get Marcus Smart number. We gotta Marcus people in Memphis, like all that stuff comes into play. And I didn't mean to cut you off like that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
But like all that stuff just comes in. building a championship team doesn't happen overnight, and we all know that. Like, I was listening to LeBron's podcast with JJ Redick, and I really hope JJ Redick doesn't become a coach of the Lakers. I really hope he doesn't, because that would be terrible.
Fight each other. That podcast is over.
They gonna be fighting on the pod anyway. He was talking about that offseason after they lost, how Spo went to like Oregon and learned the spread offense turned out to basketball, and he like translated that like that summer already, because they already had the team constructed what they was gonna do.
You know what you got.
That stuff matters, fam. Like, and you realize what happened. And LeBron and that Heat team looked like a completely different team. They had pretty much the same personnel, pretty much brought the same core group of guys back, but they knew exactly who was gonna bring in, what the coach was about to do, and all that, and they was ready to go off of that. I feel like the same thing can happen this year with the Grizzlies.
And you talking about, to piggyback on that, like I was saying with last year, Gigi and Vince didn't know they was gonna have a role at all. They didn't think they was probably gonna play any minutes. So you talking about adding them two having a full offseason to like that stuff matters. But BC's back. Like the Jaren Whisperer is back. Goddamn, like we need BC out there playing basketball. Him rapping on the sideline, playing and joking with Jaren is one thing. Him being on the court with Jaren is another. It just matters, bro. So yeah, I agree, and that's not the reason why I say I'm team trade the pick, but I'm going to actually absorb your opinion or your take on that as well into mine, because that's a very good point that they need to. I think if you're gonna go in the next season, the sooner we get this out the way, if the finals is over, if they can go ahead and make a play, a day or two after, get it over with. Trade that pick, get the players in, let's move on. It also helps the players you bring it in, because now they know. All right, I'm moving to Memphis. Let me go buy a house. Let me get my family settled, get them into school. Like X talked about when he went to Boston, how that was probably one of the more stressful things. It was getting his family up to Boston, number one, and then finding school, getting them places to stay. Like, that's a lot, bro. So I say I'm team trade to pick, and who I would, and I know I didn't ask you this, but this is just kind of where I'm leaning at now. When it first got reported about Jared Allen, I was like, man, I do not want Jared Allen on this team, for the simple fact his skill set is a perfect fit like a glove, bro. He fits exactly what we need. The problem is him coming out saying that team wasn't ready for the playoffs last time, and then this year, I don't even really want to touch on the injury part, because I don't want to tell somebody to get a shot and they go out there and they can't feel pain and they hurt themselves worse just because they couldn't feel it. I don't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? That's messing with that man's future, and it's hard. But if he's up for it, like, we need our center to be up for it. We know Steven Adams, if he wasn't hurt, he was up for it. JV, if he wasn't hurt, he would always be up for it. Marc Gasol, we know he would be up for it. We need our center to be up for it, and that's what my thing with Jared is, just kind of like, I don't know.
His motor, his want to. You question
when it's gonna matter.
Like that. You gotta have that dog to really want to hoop when. I ain't gonna say it, but drop your. You feel me? Like drop your
nuts. I said for you, drop your nuts. Because you got Jaren that already. We question from time to time him being consistent, being up for it, mentally locked in. Like Jaren Cole, like I ain't never gonna question his skill set. And I've seen him lock in, and that's why I know he can do it. It's just I need you to be in that space more consistently, bro. I know it's in there. So if you got that until Jaren shows he's consistent in that, I can't bring in somebody else, or I would be cautious to bring in somebody else. I'm like, are you on that same type of time? Maybe even worse. But on the flip side of it, if it does work, because it's always two sides of the coin. If Jared Allen, again, being a perfect fit, you bring him in. I don't know what that looks like, but all I'm gonna say is this: if you can trade Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama, and Zaire Williams, get them off your team. This year's number 9 pick and some future first picks as well. If you can bring back Jared Allen and Denny Avia on this team, your starting 5 is solidified. You still got Gigi, you still got Vince, and you still got BC coming off the bench. All you gotta do now is really fill in maybe one more hole. That top 9 right there will compete in next year. I'm sorry, bro. F them picks.
I see F them picks.
I've been there, and I'm gonna stay on it, bro. Like,
I love it.
F them picks, man. And I that's just really where I'm at with it, man. You got to find a way to get these guys in position to win, because again, GG and Vince's contract is only at that number for 3 more seasons.
You got a 3-year window, because they got to pay him, and then that's a whole different thing. Because Cause then Tripp's contract got to come up, and Tripp next because they paid Ja, they paid Dez.
Tripp is next. Yeah,
Tripp is next. Yeah, Tripp is next. So that's 3 guys that they gonna want. Tripp gonna want a max. And then he gonna want it. He may not get it, but he gonna want a max contract.
Shit, I want a max. You right. We all want it. Yeah, you right.
I ain't say he's gonna get it, but he gonna want a max contract, and then
that's a fact.
And then depending if GG makes that leap, he may want not a max, but a step under that. You feel me? Like because his timeline is so crazy. So you got a 3-year window. So what we're both saying is get your stuff together as soon as possible and lay the groundwork. Terry Jennings needs to get he needs to be going on the playbook now, revolutionizing the offense instead of get a bucket 12. Make a new offense because we trying to find our assistant coaches right now too. We trying to find we know we just hired a new assistant coach right now. So get your coaching staff together.
That.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that
next week.
Yeah, we should talk about that. Anyway, get your coaching staff together, get your players together, decide what you're finna do with this pick. We're saying trade it, and let's go hoop, bro. Got the whole offseason, whole summer to everybody get healthy, everybody get their mind right, and say, hey, when we come in this for the 2024-2025 season, we're coming for blood, coming for heads, and we gonna win a chip.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Let's go. Man, that's all we got, man. Y'all let us know. Comment below. Would y'all trade the pick or would y'all keep it? We definitely want to hear from you. Let us know. That's all we got, man. This was a good show. Glad to be back after a week off, man. Again, we are in talks with sponsors, but if you want to get on the talk, definitely come on, man. We're looking for presenting sponsors. We got segments that we looking to sponsor as well. So we got different packages, man. We got all type of stuff, man. Y'all reach out. We're gonna be reaching out to a couple people as well. But y'all reach out to us at that email below, thenobluffinpod@gmail.com, and we get that ball rolling. Like we talked about, man, the draft is coming up. We are a little bit less than it's not even a month and a half at this point.
Yeah.
A month and a few days, man. The draft is coming, and the final starts on June 6th. That's crazy. We almost there.
That's crazy.
And then free agency is going to be coming right after that, man. So I'm excited. I know the Grizzlies season is over. I'm enjoying this basketball that's still here, but I'm ready to see what this team is going to look like next season. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all do it on all platforms, everywhere we are, YouTube, Apple Music, Apple Podcast.
Apple Music is crazy. we
ain't dropping no song.
No bluffing mixtape coming soon, coming 3 weeks. Yep.
It's over with. Let's drop a diss on everybody on all these other podcasts. Let's drop a diss on.
No, we're first going to drop a diss on the OKC Thunder, and then we're going to drop a diss on all these other so-called podcasts. We the podcast. We come to Bluff City. We got it. We got it over here.
He talking like it's Death Row. Come on with it. Come on. All right, man. Well, it's been a good show for sure, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Have you got anything before we get out of here?
Nah, man. Just everybody stay good, stay blessed. Oh yeah, shout out my boy Gino. Because he was hitting me up. He was like, "Where y'all show at, bro?" Because he was like, he needed a shout out. Yeah. And then he texted me last week like, "Bro, where the show at, fam?" Like, oh yeah, shout out my boy Gino. I'm probably gonna be writing in the next few weeks. I'm gonna hit my boy Luke because I want to get back to writing. Because especially with the draft coming up, I want to get some more articles out there because I do like to write still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much up for me, bro. Everybody stay good, stay blessed, drink your water, touch some grass. Stop being so angry. It's too much hate in this world. That's all I gotta say.
What my guy said, all of that times 10, man. Y'all be blessed, stay safe out there, and as we always say,
go Grizz,
man. We'll catch y'all next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.